Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 on the PS5. Tonight it's time for round 15 of our second season. We're heading to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. And we're coming off a very mixed bag of a race at Spa. The first part of it, the sprint, was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. I mean, we got a win and we got a third place. And then it all fell apart very badly for probably our worst result of the season. A DNF for Lewis with mistakes and multiple mistakes for George. And fighting back to 10th. We went through a fair few spare parts as well, unfortunately. Yeah, it was not one of our finest races at Spa. And then we went to Zandvoort, and we did a little bit better. But, yeah, still not where we need to be. I'm really hoping we can get back on track, get back to the form that we had at the start of the season where we were just crushing it. So let's see how we do tonight at Monza. Let's take a quick look at where our car sits on the grid. So as you can see, first in speed, very important here. Acceleration 9th still, it's not bad, it's okay. DRS, very important here as well. Again, we're best in class there. Third in low and medium speed corners, fifth in high speed corners. I would have preferred those to be a little bit better, but you know, they're decent. We'll take those results. Third in dirty air, again, very important around here, making sure that we can follow without losing too much performance. Brakes and engine cooling starting to dip just a little against the rest of the field, but they're still okay, they're still fine. And total extra weight, we've saved the most weight, you know, on our car compared to the rest of the grid. Let's have a quick look at our main rivals. So Ferrari, their home race, there you can see decent speed, decent acceleration, average DRS, good low speed performance that'll help them in the chicanes and the exits from the chicanes in particular. Medium speed and high speed, not the greatest, and their dirty air tolerance isn't too bad. Let's have a look at Red Bull, who I think are going to be our biggest challenges tonight. Oh, and there you can see, yeah, very close in speed, much better acceleration than us, very close in DRS. Cornering, they've got the edge in the high speed, it's close in the medium, and we've got the edge in the low speed. Let's also take a look at Aston Martin, who have fallen away as of late, and you can see their speed is not bad, but their acceleration is appalling. They've got really good downforce though, so again, potentially one to watch out for. DRS isn't too bad for them. Let's take a look at Alpine as well. I think we might see a decent showing from Alpine here. They always seem to Ocon in particular always seems to be able to outperform the car slightly. So yeah, we shall see how they do. They're middle of the pack in terms of speed and acceleration, but they've got a good DRS. They've got average to good cornering. They're going to be there or thereabouts in the lower part of the top 10. And just out of interest, I want to see what Williams looks like going into this Grand Prix, because they normally have a very slippy car. And yeah, there you see, they're 7th in speed. And they're first in dirty air tolerance as well. So while I'm not expecting huge things from Williams, they could potentially pick up a couple of points here today, I think. Right, let's check spare parts as well, make sure we've got enough of everything going into this race. You can see we've got a spare for everything except suspension, but we do have older suspensions to fall back on if we need to. Let's take a look at what's going on with our development. So you can see we actually have a new suspension being manufactured or being developed at the moment, along with side pods and a chassis as well. We are researching a front wing, and we've got plenty of parts, as you can see, currently in manufacturing. Let's see, if we've got this new suspension coming, we've got one, we haven't got any spares, but we only need one. Let's trim that down so we can start work on the next batch of suspensions as soon as this one's done. let's see, is there anything else we need to do? We need to set up performance targets. Let's have a look. So the incentive is just 1 in Q2. Again, that's lowballing us a bit there. We're going to go for 2 in the top 6. Should be better than that, but I'm just being a little cautious there. Both into Q3, finish position 1 in the top 4, and fastest lap, we'll go for that. And we've got streaks, we've got 2 in the top 6 for 5 races, and quali 2 in the top 6 for 5 races, for 2 races, a new streak there. So let's see how we do. Let's head to Monza.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the Italian Grand Prix. Welcome to life in the fast lane. We're here at Monza in Italy, the home of Ferrari. But who will take home the points this weekend? Monza, a centurion among circuits, dripping with motorsport history. Expect to see cars fly by, as 80% of the track is tackled at full throttle. It's not all go, however, and brakes can be prone to overheating through the tight chicanes that Monza has to offer.
In the Constructors' title battle, it's Mercedes who are currently leading. And 15 rounds in, the teams are still fighting hard for every last point.
So stay with us for all the race weekend thrills.
So, hello to everyone in chat. Horrific is here, Bakir is here. Hello to everyone else who hasn't said anything yet. Let's see. Weather-wise, we've got perfect racing conditions. Might potentially get a little warm in the race itself with that bright sunshine. That could potentially have a knock-on effect on our tyres. Do we want to put Teo in the car today? I guess we should, shouldn't we? Let's put him in for George this time. We put him for Lewis last time, I think. Right, let's strip out the good stuff, go to the practice stuff. 3% engine. Yeah, that'll manage this session. ERS unit, that will manage that session as well. And we'll go to the 19% gearbox because the other one will definitely not last. There we go. Driving options, because it's Teo in the car, we are going to slightly overfuel. We would normally do a 19 lap run here. We're going to go with a 26 lap run, and we're going to do it on the softs. There we go. Now we need to put a setup in. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 setups to choose from. Let's start with 2.5, 9, 1, 9, minus 2.95 and a 1. There we go. Right, for Hamilton, let's again swap out the parts. Evening Farah. Really starting to run low on parts for Lewis. Luckily we did take that extra gearbox, which for some reason it never penalised us for. Don't know why. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So we're going, what, say 19 laps, yep, and drop the pace, and let's do the setup for Lewis's car, and we're going to go a little bit more extreme. We're going to go 0.5 and a 9. It's right on the edge. A 2.8. That's the wrong one. There we go. And then a 2.95 and a 0.6. Oh, that's not going to work. I can see the cornering is out of sync there. So let's try the other 2.8s. I do. Let's try a 1.5. That becomes a 2.85 and 0.7. That is also not going to work. Alright, so I've got a 1, a 2.8, no, 2.8, a 2.95 and a 0.75, and that will just sit in the tolerances. So we'll go with that, see how that works, and let's send them to the track. So, coming out of Japan, we have some F1 news.
Radio check.
AlphaTauri have now confirmed their driver lineup for next season, and it will be Ricciardo and Tsunoda. As I was saying, it probably would be last week. That has now been confirmed. Liam Lawson will not be in the team, but he will be taking on reserve driver duties for both Red Bull and AlphaTauri next season, and will be at all the races in that capacity. So he will be available at the drop of a hat, should he be needed. And well, given how Perez's weekend went, it's entirely possible that we might see another mid-season change next year. Stranger things have happened.
Avoid all curbs.
Well, I say stranger things, that's kind of the norm, I suppose, for Red Bull of late. And some other F1 news, well, F1 Manager news. Patch 1.8 has been announced, although it hasn't actually been released yet. And let me pull up the details for you. So, the changes coming in patch 1.8. The research design slider expertise gains will be rebalanced. Remember, they tried to do that with 1.6 and then had to immediately roll it back to 1.5 version when they hotfixed it with 1.7. Fixed the projected cost cap UI not updating correctly. So whereas we're getting that full cost cap figure showing on the amount remaining, that's going to be fixed. Updated the F1 drivers to 2023 version, so we'll get new mugshots, which is good. Fixed AI cars attempting a single compound strategy in a couple of different scenarios. So that was something that was originally fixed and then kind of wasn't fully fixed, where drivers could just stay on the same compound. Bahrain was usually a big culprit for that. They would just see soft strategies. Improve the level of impact of rubber on track across sessions. Reduce the chances of car-on-car collisions during practice and qualifying, which I'm really pleased to see. And slightly increase the chances of spins and running wide during qualifying. I like the sound of that. That's good. Fixed cars slowing down in Singapore Sector 3. So that's the new bit where they took out the double chicane and just went straight through. Remember, I was complaining that the cars were lifting and just coasting for like the second half of that straight. That's been fixed, or will be fixed. Further improvements made to drivers avoiding crashed or stationary cars on track. Improvements made to traffic in qualifying, causing issues for cars on flying laps. That I'm really pleased to see, because the number of times we've had a lap ruined by traffic. So anything to help alleviate some of that. And it's not going to go away entirely, I don't think, but it doesn't in real life either. So, just reducing the impact of that is good. Updated Monza to be an ATA qualifying weekend to match what's happened in real life, although that was because there was no ATA at Imola, because there was no Imola this year. But that will only apply to new saves. Fixed progression blocker when hiring a reserve driver at the end of the season. I've heard of that, not seen it myself. And they are also investigating some other issues as well, and that is definitely very good to hear, because some of these issues are definite things that need to be looked at. including difficulty. So, if I just read up the under investigation bit for you. Game difficulty options are currently being investigated, which means potentially we might have the ability to make the game harder through a setting or a slider of some kind. That would be excellent. Racing incidents, such as non-penalty incidents, are being investigated. Balancing the impact of avoid high curbs on tyre conditions. I am so glad that they are patching out that cheesy, nasty little glitch that people are exploiting, you know, because it completely ruins the whole point. And I've been doing a lot of browsing on YouTube recently, trying to find streamers or YouTubers that haven't been doing that, and it's not a big list, unfortunately. A lot of people are using that cheese, so I immediately stopped watching at that point. Car park improvement presentation. Not quite sure what that's going to be, but we shall see. And there are also going to be some other stuff as well. It also says, note that our design and development teams are working on much more than the above for long-term improvements. If your issue has not been addressed in a previous patch that's not listed here, you can report the bugs at blah, 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 blah. So, excellent news. It sounds like they are going to, keep going a little bit more with development this time. Obviously, they got crucified, and rightly so, for kind of abandoning the game way too early last year. And it sounds as though they are going to, spend more time with this one. Make sure that they address some more of these issues. So what do you think of the update that's coming? We don't know when it's coming yet, we just know that it is coming. But we'll keep my eye out for that one. Got feedback for both drivers. Let's call Teo in. Should have called him in earlier. See, what do we need to do to change Lewis's car? Need to change the roll bar, so I'm going to go to a 1.9. That's going to need to be at least there, by the look of it. We could probably do changing the front wing slightly. Let's go to a 1.5. Let's pull that back a bit more. Let's see how we do with that. Okay, so I'm going to drop the front wing down significantly here. Again, I need to make a little tweak in a couple of places. Let's try that and see how we do with that. Evening, Mr. Water. How are you tonight? Right, does the stream keep hanging for anyone, or is it just me on my phone that it keeps hanging for? Because I'm a little worried that my Wi-Fi might be cutting out, or maybe my phone's actually on the wrong network. Let me see if that improves things. I think it was just sometimes I've got a 2.4 gigahertz network and a 5 gigahertz network in the house, and sometimes I run on the 5 gigahertz network sometimes when I go down to the bathroom, I take my phone with me, for something to read, and it'll drop out of the 5 gigahertz network and switch to the other network, and then it doesn't run quite so well on my phone, and I think that's what's happened again. Just switched them over, and it all seems to be nice and smooth on my phone again. Right, feedback for Lewis is 94. Okay, progress is made. Oh, we've got a car on fire. That engine is about to conk out. At least let me get my feedback. Evening, Marcel.
Just say what you'd like on the balance.
93%. Still not there yet. Let's call the car in before it explodes. Okay, that is not good either. I'm perplexed on this one. I have to try that. I think that is possibly as good as I'm going to get it. I'll have to find out with a different engine in the next session. Yeah, we're 94 on those, aren't we? That's an easier fix, so that's basically just pushing that to there. We need to correct the camber to there. Let's go with that. That should be it. Let's bench that engine. Gonna need a new one for George. Haven't got the money for it at the moment. Might get a little bit closer after this race. That ERS will still be fine for this session. The gearbox will be fine. George is going to need to run long, so we're going to want to run in for about 40 laps here. On the hards, Lewis, we're going to run for 26 on the mediums. Let's send them back out. So, as promised on my community tab, a happier, less sweary jib bob tonight. I got the monkey off my back with the Singapore Sting scenario. Had another crack at it after watching Suzuka. Oh, the highlights of Suzuka, and yeah, nailed it. But then I didn't have a red flag to deal with. That's the thing with those scenarios. They can be frustrating when a random event like that just completely destroys any chance you've got of doing it. You know, and it doesn't matter what you try. Speaking of Suzuka, great to see Piastri getting his first podium. Very impressive driving from him yet again. I really hope as one of the things that gets patched in the game is an improvement to his stats, because he's criminally underserved in this game.
Let's see if he can give us a balance check.
There we go. Lewis is at 100s. And so is George. Good stuff. Also been making some progress on my Super Towery file, as I'm calling it, my Alpha All-Stars of Fernando Alonso in Car 1 and Valtteri Bottas in Car 2. About halfway through the first season. I've just finished Silverstone and currently on about 50 points, I think, somewhere in that region. Sitting 5th in the Constructors, although my car is starting to go backwards a bit. Last couple of races my pace has been lacking, burning through my engines very quickly on that at the moment. It desperately needs a new pair of engines, which is obviously 10 million. Right, let's add this setup to the book if it needs to go in. Let's have a look. So 1.5919, 3.05 and a 1. That was already in the book. And I've got some upgrades due to hit the car for Monza as well. Sorry, for Spa, which is race after next. I've got the Hungaroring next, then Spa, and then the mid-season break. You want more sweary? Well, we'll see what happens if the shit hits the fan. Given how things have been going with our Mercedes playthrough in the last few races, more sweary is possible. Oh, Knackers isn't swearing. Yeah, I'm still going to do things like that, but the F-bombs came out when I got really frustrated. Let's check this setup as well. So a 1, a 9, a 2.8, a 2.85, and a 0.5. That's similar to what I've got. Well, it's a combination of two different setups I've got, really. I'll add this as a new entry. So 1.0, 9.0, 2.8, 2.85, and 0.5. There we go. So that's setup number 7 for Monza. Good stuff. Hope Bottas doesn't go bowling. Well, we'll see. Drivers have been actually pretty good so far. I've only had one DNF, and that was Alonso at Barcelona, of all places. think. Was it Barcelona? You were watching that one, Farah. Was it Barcelona? Or was it Canada? Yeah, I've only had the one DNF so far, which is good. Right, Russell needs to go for about 32 laps, I think. We're going to drop the pace, going to stick him on mediums, send him out. Yeah, ERS will survive. Lewis, we're going to run for 22 laps. Everything will survive. Right, send them back to the track. Oh, change the tyres for Lewis. Let's put him on softs. There we go. Right, let's send them back onto the track. So you ordered new ones? You mean what? New screw and washer? Did you thread the screw or strip the head?
Just cool the car.
Copy. Battery is seemingly depleting quite a lot.
Yeah, Ava. Yeah, we're just taking a look.
Okay, up to 80% track knowledge with Lewis. A little bit less with George. Just going to wait and let them run. Nothing else to do this session. We've already nailed the setups. Car knowledge is where it needs to be.
I got damage. Step light.
I forgot to actually check that both cars are running the most up-to-date spec parts. I think I would have made sure I put those on, but I'm paranoid on that now. We'll check that when we get Lewis back in. Right, let's have a look. Oh, I can't at the moment. I have to wait till we end the session. Right, George is at 96%. That's close enough, I think. We don't need to overstress the car. It's not really going to make a difference to his setup. I probably shouldn't run Lewis that long either, really, considering we're running low a little bit on engines. couple of minutes of the session. And there we go. Right. So you can see both drivers are still going to be in, comfortably in the very high confidence bracket.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Qualifying consists of 3 periods, with the slowest drivers eliminated after each one. With the pressure mounting, who can secure a strong starting position for the race?
In terms of George Russell and his form, Karun, how's he going to be feeling, do you imagine?
The main thing on my mind was their speed in practice. They just weren't that fast. But was that down to the driver, the car, the team experimenting? We don't know, and we'll just have to see how they fare in qualifying.
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
Evening, Oliver. Did I win the World Drivers' Championship last season? I did. Yes, Lewis got championship number 8 this season. George is currently leading the Drivers' Championship on number of wins, because I think he's tied with Lewis, if memory serves me correct. But I want to win the Constructors' Championship this year, because we didn't get that last year. Red Bull easily took that. Right. Let's get some good stuff into the car. So we'll go with the 89% engine. It's the best we've got. We'll go with that gearbox. Sorry, that ERS. That'll be fine. I can't remember. Is that? I think that's been triggered for the penalty. I'm sure we activated that. That gearbox should be okay as long as we don't take a knock. We get rear-ended, then that might cause some serious damage to it. Got to go with that engine. That's our best engine. Again, that ARS will be fine. And we'll go with that. Is it that one? Yes, it's that one. Right, just to... Oh, no, it's ATA, isn't it? So, no, it's not ATA. I'm talking about ATA. It'll only be for new saves. It's normal qualifying. So we're just going to do one flying lap on these softs. See how we do. It should be more than enough to get us through the session. Yeah, in the second half of the first season, we just clicked and we won our run of 8 consecutive wins.
Wake up those rear brakes.
Yeah, I got it.
Right, Lewis is going to start winding up for his flying lap in a second. goes.
And circuit's all clear. You're good to go.
So no one ahead. Yeah, good to go.
Right, into the first chicane. Nice and tidy. Stamp on the power through Curva Grande. Into the second chicane. Nice and tidy again. Through the Lesmos. Are we going to have any trouble with this back marker? Well, I say back marker, outlap, but it is a back marker, it's Schumacher. Straight through into the Ascari chicane. Lewis has the edge over George at the moment. Into the Parabolica. I remember seeing a huge crash there in the 90s for, I think it was Brundle.
So keep that delta tight. So just confirming boxing and back into the garage.
Understood.
Just drifted out wide at the Parabolica, gone into the gravel, and then bang.
So we'll just get
that was it.
delta negative. And we will box end of this lap.
So George half a second down. That's quite surprising. So that's enough to get us through. So we don't need to go again. We'll probably do a 2-lap run in the next session. Just to make sure. Well, we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do after the first lap. Might do 2 1-lap runs. One at the start and, if needed, one at the end. It will be a much tighter, second session. No big name casualties this weekend, it would look like. Perez is half a second clear of the drop zone at the moment. Alonso going up to P2, ahead of Verstappen. Both of them are on an outlap, although Alonso has got traffic in front of him, so that might screw over Alonso in this run. That's an in-lap. So he would have benefited from a slipstream all the way around on his lap from that Alpine in front. I think might have been knock-on. So there we go. Ricciardo, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Magnussen and Zhou are eliminated from Q1. Interesting, both Haas's went out and Bottas got through. Both Haas's bottom of the table, bottom of the standings there. Zhou has got a penalty. Anyone else? No, no one else. Same tyres for Q2. Send that George first of all. Alonso's going to beat us on track.
Focus on the brakes a bit.
Coming. Sound like normal.
And we got Leclerc and Tsunoda and Albon all out at the same time as well. This will be good for Leclerc. He's going to get a nice little slipstream off the first Williams, and the second Williams might get a slipstream off of Leclerc. What I might do in Q3 is actually run our drivers in slipstream and flip the order from first run to second run, because it really does make a difference here if you can get the distance right, so that you've got room to actually close up on the car that you're streaming. Otherwise you just end up losing time.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
So we'll watch Russell's lap this time round.
So we've got clear track now. Good to go.
See what George can do in this session. He should hopefully be a little bit closer this time. It's unusual to see him so far off. He's faster than Alonso in the first sector. And he's faster than Lewis. And that is probably Leclerc going even faster. Right, George fastest in the middle sector so far. And stays fastest. And then goes purple in the final as well, so he's 3/10 clear of Alonso's time.
Negative.
1:19.9. It's not bad. Let's see what Lewis does. About 2/10 slower. And we've got Leclerc coming up to the line.
Box, and call the car.
Yep.
And goes fractionally slower than George. Right, well that's going to be enough to get us through, so we won't run again this session. But we may see a surprise elimination or two. You never know. You can see what I mean about it being a much tighter session. Top 5 separated by less than 2/10. Alright, Gasly would be the biggest name to be eliminated here. Ride on board, see if he can make the cut. Might get a little slipstream hit. Oh, we had to lift. Oh, I think that's just eliminated Gasly from the session. I don't think he's going to be able to do enough to get through now. We'll see. We'll see if he can improve. He's down in the first sector. Yeah, I think that lift coming out of Parabolica has hurt him. I think that's going to get him eliminated here. He's going to need a mighty middle and final sector. He's up in the middle. Gives him a chance. Albon's not improved. Can Gasly get into the top 10? Just needs to find a 10th and a half. He can. He found 4 tenths. So the Williams are looking to be eliminated at the moment, along with Norris, Bottas and Schumacher. Yuki's on an in lap, that's it. So Yuki, Albon, Bottas, Norris and Schumacher are eliminated in Q2. Okay, thought about it. I'm not going to do the slipstreaming. I'm going to do 2 flying laps on these older tyres and then 1 flying lap on the new tyres. Put a little bit of separation between our drivers so there's no risk of dirty air causing problems. That's something else I really hope they fix in an upcoming patch as well, is putting those windscreen visors, those little
Let's just focus on the outlap.
Plastic aero deflectors, fixing the properties on those so that they become transparent again. George starts his first flying lap.
And good to go.
And there goes Lewis.
And circuit is all
Let's
clear.
see if we can set good
to go.
pace for these first 2 flying laps. Gets a good baseline in, get the confidence boosted, and then just have a single lap crack at it on brand new tyres at the end of the session. And the track will be at its fastest. We have got Alonso in between our cars at the moment. We're going to catch him by the chicane. Hopefully we can get past him before then. There he is. That will hurt Lewis a little bit. I expect him to be slightly slower than George in the middle sector. And he is. See what happens to George's confidence when he crosses the line. It's nice and high. Could be good. For Lewis. Not quite as high because he didn't get provisional pole. So we've got another cool down lap and then we'll go again. And we have got another car between us. This time it is Ocon, I think. Nope, that's Ocon. Must be Gasly then. Yeah, it's Gasly. Do I believe Mercedes will copy Red Bull next season? No. For the same reason that Red Bull didn't copy Mercedes when Mercedes were on top. You know, they have very different design philosophies. Oh, that's not going to be good for Alonso.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
Alright, second flying lap coming up. So this might give George
Good to go.
a little bit of a slipstream here on the main. Perez currently sitting in provisional pole with a 120.0. Now Leclerc goes fractionally faster. Sainz pops in as well. Look how close this is. The top five separated by less than a tenth. George improves in the first. It's not purple. What about Lewis? Lewis is going to have to deal with Alonso again, and that's hurt him again at the same spot. No improvement in the first for Lewis. No improvement in the middle for George. These tyres probably past their best now. Verstappen goes to the top of the timings with a 119.9. Just looking to get that confidence up to the next level, if we can. Can we go peak? Yes, we can. Right, what about Lewis? I don't think we can here.
Currently it's P4. And we will box end of this lap.
Oh, it's very close though. Very close. And just 0.02 of a second between our two drivers. Right, let's get them back in the pits. Slap on a fresh set of boots. And send them out. There we go, new softs. One lap. Ready to run. And same for Lewis. There we go. Right, don't want to go too soon. Don't want to go too late. try and send out George behind Max. And now I send out Lewis. Right, we are potentially going to have more trouble with Alonso.
Just be careful with the warm-up.
Understood.
You see, Fernando, that's how you get out the way at the first chicane. So Leclerc's on his flying lap as well. Him at the chicane. Oh no, he's actually just in front of George. No, it's just in front of Lewis. He's coming up on George. There he is.
It's all clear ahead.
Right, George starts flying.
And good to go.
Again, we might get a nice fortuitous little bit of slipstream off Leclerc here.
So that circuit's all clear.
We're a little bit too
Good to
far
go.
behind Verstappen to get a tow from him. Need a strong first sector for both drivers. George
we have a checkered
improves,
flag
but does
now.
not go purple. Lewis does not improve. And Alonso gets out of the way nicely for us there. Purple in the middle sector for George. This is looking good. As Lewis blasts past the Ferrari. In goes purple in the middle. He'll have got a nice little slipstream there. Russell up to the line. And it's enough for temporary pole. Can he hold it? A 1:19.912. Max can't beat him. Leclerc can't beat him. Sainz is still out there. Hamilton goes pole with a 1:19.8. What about Sainz? Sainz goes up to P4, a 1:20.0. How is that P4 and a 1:20.1 is P3? That makes no sense. Ah, because Max's was a 1:19.9. Oh, that was closer than I thought. Oh, there we go. We have a 1-2 in quali. That's the first 1-2 in quali we've had for a little while.
The excitement is building, there's electricity in the air. But there's no surprise in that. It's race day.
Monza has seen some incredible moments in the past. Pierre Gasly's unexpected 2020 victory reminded us of how wonderfully unpredictable this sport can be.
Now, in terms of George Russell, Karun, how do you think he's going to be feeling going into this race?
You know what, Crofty? They're performing well above what's been expected of them so far. All in all, not a bad place to be.
Well, this is going to be one thrilling Italian Grand Prix, and we're nearly ready to kick things off.
Can it almost look like they dropped something inside the car and they're desperately trying to find it before before the driver gets there with that flashlight. Right. Strategy for Monza. Two-stop is going to give us a lot of tyre life to play with, but it's not going to be quick. Which is a bit of a shame. I mean, that is probably... the best we're going to get out of that. As you can see, a one-stop is a little bit tougher on tyres, but it is 8 seconds quicker. Medium to hard is 3 seconds quicker than the soft to medium, which I didn't expect. Okay, let's try flipping that over. Let's try starting on the hards. What would happen if we tried to go onto the softs? It's still slower. Right, do I start on hards or do I start on mediums? Start on the hards. I'm going to be slow at the start, but if I can keep pace with the leaders as they overtake us, hang with them, it will come good, and then we'll have the pace advantage in the second half of the Grand Prix. I'm only going to take... I'm not going to take any fuel out. Go very aggressive off the line. Going to try and hold off the battery if we can. Yes, I'm remembering what happened in Spain. Barcelona is notorious for that. I've had quite a few different playthroughs going, and the big first corner carnage seems to happen more than likely at Barcelona over every other circuit. So I think we should be okay in that respect. Let's just do a quick check on parts. Everything looks okay. Gearbox should just about make it through. Right, let's send them to the grid.
All 10 teams are now getting set up as the drivers prepare to face the 53 laps of the Italian Grand Prix. Our attention shifts to Lewis Hamilton and what he can produce in this race.
They're on pole, and it's well-deserved. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. Here we go. It's the Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Alright, need a good start. Looks like Russell has jumped Lewis off the line. Alright, so Lewis is going to have to hold station. That's a really good breakaway, actually. It's not going to last, but we've got a really good jump on Max there for a moment. Here he comes. And Andy's here. How you doing, Andy? And Hamilton's already under pressure. We are the only team on hards. Oh, okay. So everyone is going softs and mediums, which means they're probably going to go. Well, the soft drivers are going to go softs to mediums. Okay, that puts us under pressure. The mediums could go either way. They could go medium to soft, or they could go medium to hard. Max has got through, but that is expected. I'm okay with that. Like I say, I want to try and stay with them. We're holding our battery in reserve for as long as possible. Pushing the tyres hard, but we can with these tyres. Sainz having a sniff at the back of Lewis there. About seconds. And now we're going to turn on the batteries.
Push and hold, overtake.
Copy.
If I can, I want to try and get back in front of Max and then try and defend a little bit. Not too aggressively, because that'll just slow everything down, but if we can get at least one car back in front of Max, we can try and control the pace a little bit, negate the power of the soft tyres slightly. The easiest way to do that is to get both of our cars through, but I don't know if we can actually manage that. We'll see. We're going to burn a lot of fuel in these next few laps. While we're chasing down Max, I also want to see if at all possible I can break away from Sainz. It's going to be tricky, he's on soft as well. Maybe we can. There we go, closing in on Verstappen. We have dropped Sainz for now, but as soon as we stop pushing tyres and battery, he's going to start closing back up again, especially if we get in front of Max and start controlling the pace from the front of the grid. A real close-up on the underside of the car there. George isn't quite close enough to have a lunge. Our tyres are starting to get a little hot, so let's now start to calm things down. Leave the fuel burning for a little bit longer.
Just reduce your speed.
Copy. Just charge the pack.
Let's see if we can stay in Verstappen's DRS and away from the Ferraris. Of course, if we get like a VSC or a safety car, we've got the option of maybe trying to stretch these tyres slightly and go on to softs instead of mediums. They'll fall off quickly, but they'll have a lot of pace, and so that might be useful rather than going like for like tyres with Verstappen in the second stint. I think we'll go one more lap and then we'll turn the fuel down. Max is just threatening to stretch that gap out of range.
Charge the pack.
Yeah, Roger.
There we go. I'm sure George gets a little bit closer again. And one thing I have been noticing is that when the AI pushes, it's not quite so random as I thought it was. I noticed that they tend to push in groups. So if you're chasing a car and it suddenly starts to pull away from you, it's pushing, and the car behind you is probably going to close right up on you because they're pushing at the same time. They seem to start and stop pushing at the same time in not the entire field, but certainly I have noticed more than one occasion that happening. So I don't know if that's
Use the overtake.
Yep.
deliberate or if it's some crazy repeating coincidence, but I think it might just be something that needs to be worked on a little bit, just to randomize it up a little bit more perhaps. I was just missing out on DRS there. Calm down George's fuel now. Just going to keep pushing Lewis, just make sure he gets back into range. George now looking threatening. I think Max is on a bit of a cool down at the moment. Maybe looking to charge his battery or save a bit of fuel. Might get the jump on him here.
So just charge that pack.
Understood.
Side by side through the chicane. Max is going to have the better traction through Curva Grande. There we go. Right, got our drivers close up again.
So we need 300 metres lifting coast.
Try and squeeze a little bit of battery.
Just work on getting that pack back up.
Understood.
You can see the Ferraris have dropped right back as well. So that's what I was saying there. Verstappen seemed to close, shut his pace down a little bit. And the Ferraris have done exactly the same. And now you can see they're under pressure from Perez.
to look after the car. Let's don't think about getting the pack back up. So you can pick up the pace. We can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
To start reducing that management.
Okay.
push.
And if we watch Magnussen, and that's where they slightly run off the track. Well, hopefully not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre. Just think about efficient lift and coast in turn 4.
Charge the pack.
Copy. And discharge the pack.
Am I on mute? Yes, I was. I have no idea how long I've been on mute for. I'm guessing a while. Whoops. Hello to Anthony. If I didn't say it earlier, if I said it and you didn't hear it because I was muted. Yeah, we're just playing a bit of a patient game right now. We don't have the out-and-out pace, as I said, to break away from Max if we do get past him. Not yet. We're not far off that crossover point though. Max's tyres now really starting to go. We need to be in a position to be able to sprint. Yeah, I've been chatting away for the last 10 minutes without realising. It's been a while since I've done that. I blame you, Anthony. Only seems to happen when you're here. Alright, we are fully charged. And Max has boxed. Okay, so now...
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Yeah, copy.
we need to kind of stop the saving with George.
So stop and charge.
We have to take advantage of our own pace now. Let's see, where does Max come out? He's gone onto hard tyres. So Max is probably going to the end then. And he's behind Norris. That helps. How have I been? Muted, apparently. I'm not letting our drivers fight until after the pit stops. Although I may change my mind on that. I just want to get Lewis's fuel back to the same level as George's before I make any decision on that. Let's watch the battle behind us. And you can see it is a bit of a battle. We're right on board with Leclerc. And immediately we see Perez and Sainz dive into the pits. Perez goes for softs. We've got a mechanic putting his thumb on the camera. Sainz getting held. That's a bad stop for Sainz. Yeah, he got delayed on his jacks there. He's gone hards as well, so that's probably him to the end. You see something fly out the front wheel there. See if that happens here with Magnussen. No. I've sworn I saw something fly out the wheel duct. Right, back to the front. And you know what, I am going to take the gloves off. Maybe they can overtake each other on the straights to give us a little bit of extra straight line speed. Just hopefully it's more beneficial than the potential lost time going side by side through corners like that. As long as we get clean overtakes, it should work out fine. Max sets a new fastest lap, a 1:22.3. He's right on the back of Stroll. No, that's Perez right on the back of Stroll. He's right on the back of Norris. Let's see. Norris is going to be stopping soon. Well, actually, no. Norris might be going for the mediums. He might be stretching those tyres. Again, see, this is what I mean. Norris is very, very good at looking after his tyres. One of the best on the grid, it would seem. That or he just spends a lot of time just not pushing at all. Farah went and looked back. Yeah, something did fly. I thought so. I thought I saw something popping out there. Alright, well, Max is going to make easy work of Lando here, I think. Yep. You think Hamilton has lower overtake instruction, George? He did, but I immediately corrected that as they were going side by side down the main straight. So you can see both are on medium. I don't like them to go aggressive against each other because it just increases the risk of one of them hitting the other one. Right, Schumacher boxes. So yeah, I think Norris is probably going to go for mediums, and it's possible that Gasly, Tsunoda and Albon might do the same. We've got a yellow flag. What's that for? Lock it for Hulkenberg.
Nico Hulkenberg there. Things look fine here. Oh, and the car
Oh, and
locks
they're new
up.
tyres as
By
well.
that
That's going
point,
to take
it
some
was just
life
too
out of those
late.
tyres. Should be Jim Bob Minchin streams, not Jim Bob plays games. Oi, cheeky. I mean, you're right, but cheeky. This is the downside to letting them fight, is that they do sometimes hold each other up like this. We can counteract that a little bit. Let's go rarely defend. That way they'll stay on the racing line, and if someone makes a move, they shouldn't fight it too hard.
So you just stay online.
Understood.
Alright, Gasly and Albon are into the box. And out of the box. Let's see. Gasly is going to get just in front of Sainz. Oh, no, he's not. Sainz is going to go straight through him. Yeah, they need to fix that. That happens with quite a few circuits. Hard tyres for Gasly. And hard tyres for Albon as well. So, who's left to stop? Tsunoda hasn't boxed yet. He's probably going to come in at the end of this lap. He's got Alonso all over the back of him, and that is Verstappen lurking in the background. There he is, playing the Jaws music on his in-car stereo. Here comes Max. Joe also yet to stop. As Ocon comes in from the pits, it's a medium stopper. And he is going for hard tyres here. A little bit too early to go for soft. Tsunoda comes in. Is he going mediums or is he going hards? I'm guessing probably hards. Looks like white rim tyres. Yep. Shows in as well. And again, this is probably going to be for hards. Yes, it is. So Norris is still out there. Already 4-5 seconds off the back of Max. So you're going to box this lap. Look at lap times as well. We're doing 1:24.6. Max is doing 1:23.2. We're losing a lot of time. What's the gap to Verstappen? 10 seconds for Leclerc to Verstappen. That's going to come down pretty quickly. We're going to come out behind Max. There's no question of that. It's just whether or not we can close him down. The longer we can stay out, the better our tyres' chances of being competitive. But at the same time, we'll also be quite a way back. As Alonso is in. He takes off his mediums and goes to hard tyres. Norris has gone mediums, I think. Nope, he's gone hard as well. Okay, so so everyone's switching onto hard tyres. Leclerc yet to stop. Could we see him try and stretch those for softs? I don't know. I am worried that this fighting between our two drivers is just slowing us down way too much. We're still quicker than Leclerc though, so we'll see. Russell will have the DRS on the main straight, should retake the position. Here he goes. And Leclerc is into the box, and that I think is too early for softs. We'll have to do 28 laps. So, yeah, hard tyres. But we're losing a second a lap to Max right now, who is 14 seconds behind us now. We are hurting our confidence as well, which isn't the greatest. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say don't fight until the pits, and then we'll let them fight each other again once they've boxed for fresh rubber. Plus, with Lewis having the higher confidence, having him leading the way will be quicker for George than George leading the way and holding up Lewis. Alright, so the question is, do I do it? We'll be very quick on those tyres, but it does mean an extra 3 laps on tyres that are not quick. I think we're going to be better with the mediums. I think we should just about be safe to Perez, but that's touch and go as well. He is also lapping about a second faster than we are. Alright, we're into the window, so let's turn the tyres up a bit now.
It's not going to be long now, mate.
pick up the pace.
Yep.
Going to box Lewis on lap 29. George on lap 30. George's confidence is rebounding. That's good. That's what I was hoping would happen. We've got enough pace to actually bump down Max. So we might have to deal with Perez first, and if that happens, that's bad, because that also means Ocon and Stroll, and then potentially Leclerc and Gasly and Sainz, but you know, might get involved as well. So yeah, we need to up the pace for Lewis now. He's boxing.
Head down. Okay.
Next lap. Oh, hello. Yellow flag. Please be a VSC. Nope. Just Magnussen running wide.
Right, we're down at turn 5. And wide they go, leaving the racing line. They've got to...
Oh, we're coming up on that. We'll be in the box before then, I hope. Magnet for trouble, those two.
Push on hard, close up to him.
Right.
So box, 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 box.
So this lap.
Box, box.
Yeah, stop.
All comes down to this. Need a strong in-lap from Lewis, and then another strong in-lap from George. By holding position like this, George will have DRS on the main straight for his in-lap. Another yellow flag.
Yellow, yellow. Coming.
Oh, Alonso's crashed. No, he's got going straight away, so there's no VSC, but he's damaged his wing. That's ruined Alonso's race.
And look at the team there. They all...
Not only is he going to have a lack of performance now, he's also going to lose DRS as a result. Good stop. Very good stop.
You'll be all clear on exit.
Right, Max has gone through. Here comes Ocon, who's got ahead of Perez. This is crucial. Need to get clear and up to speed quickly.
Use the overtake.
Understood.
Right, we've got to make up 12 seconds. It's a big ask.
Push and hold it, overtake.
Yeah.
Might be a little trickier for George.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Yellow flag. Is this a VSC? That'd be perfect for George. It really would. The lock it for Ricardo. And a very quick stop again.
Right,
2.01.
so this was the fourth corner. And the car just locks.
Yeah,
and they
flat
ended
spots his
up their own
tyres and the
passenger.
chicane.
And track will be clear on exit.
There goes Max. Lewis is going to go through, I think. Can we hold off Ocon though? Yes, excellent. Oh, that worked out nicely. We just about managed to slot in behind Lewis, ahead of Ocon, and with the battery we should be able to quickly break DRS to Ocon. It's close. Need those tyres to be warm. He's still in range. Gets his rear wing open. Come on. Come on, George. Push, push, push. Sound like I'm calling a cat. Push, 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 push. Can we break the 1 second? Can we keep it broken? I think we could. Just.
And you're the fastest man on track.
Lewis goes purple. And we did manage to avoid giving Ocon the DRS there.
Just need to make sure keep these tyres in good nick.
All right, 9.5 seconds the gap. We've got 22 laps, including this one, to hunt down Max.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Copy.
Have a look at confidence levels. So very high confidence for Lewis. George is closing back in on starting confidence. He's back in very high. Just set a purple first sector and a personal best in the middle. Going to go into low defence and low attack
Low on battery at the moment.
for both drivers. So they'll only go
Look
for
after the car.
easy overtakes, and they won't defend very hard when they're being attacked by their
careful with the
teammate,
car.
hopefully.
Copy.
So you just stay online.
And that should hopefully minimise the amount of time they lose scrapping as they try and hunt down Max. I'm also hopeful it will encourage them to go for clean DRS overtakes so that we can try and leapfrog our drivers over each other to help close that gap down. Their confidence level should be a bit more balanced now. Yeah. Slight advantage for George. Nothing substantial. While George has the lead, though, we are going to take this opportunity to put some more battery and a touch more fuel into Lewis, and then we'll do the same if Lewis gets past George.
Need to introduce a small amount.
Flip them over.
Just keep it up.
And we are closing ever so slowly. Gap to Ocon's up to about 3 seconds.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later. So let's charge that pack. And just have a think about getting the pack back up.
So the Ferraris are disappointed a little bit. I thought they were going to be a bit more of a factor in this Grand Prix, but Leclerc in 6th at the moment, about 3 seconds off the battle between Perez and Ocon. Sainz down in 9th. Once again, Sainz's weekend not translating into anything like what you would expect.
Charge the pack.
If Ferrari keep declining like this, we may have to consider going to Italy next season. Try and awaken the sleeping giants. Having watched Ferrari be so dominant in the Schumacher era, it just feels a little strange to think that Ferrari haven't won a world title since 2007.
Increase in lift and coast just a little.
Yep.
Gap is now around about 8 seconds. We are comfortably chipping away at the back of Max's lead there. Still got plenty of time left. Look at the tyres. Max's tyres starting to drift a little bit. Been on them for a while. The difference in grit levels will start to decrease. Our tyres will wear out faster than his, and they will come to a convergence of sorts towards the end of the race. Hopefully we'll still have a slight edge in terms of performance, given that it is a faster compound. that means a little bit less when you get down to the dregs of the remaining rubber.
And think about less lifting coast.
Yep.
So once again, Ocon is doing a great job this weekend. Yeah, he's outperforming where that car should be on the grid. I mean, his teammate Gasly in ninth, right behind Sainz in the second Ferrari. But we've seen Ocon pull off some amazingly good results this season. And wherever we go next year, he is definitely a contender for a driver that we might hire.
Charge the pack.
Coming.
We'll let Lewis take the lead for a moment, so we can work on George's battery the same way we did for Lewis. And then we can have another little charge and push onto the back of Max. Say George is looking pretty aggressive at the moment, pretty racy. He knows his title lead has been just eaten up in recent races. He's gone from being comfortably clear to level on points with Lewis. He's still leading by virtue of his 7 wins to Lewis's 3. Laps to go, and the gap is going back up again. Max has been pushing, so I think it's time for us to respond in kind. Going to make the overtakes a little bit more direct. I want my drivers to start actively swapping positions a bit more frequently now. This way they can share the load across their batteries. It kind of doubles the amount of time we can push. There is Max at the end of the straight going into the chicane.
So
How is Max on tyres?
Yeah, agree.
He's at 59%. So his tyres are going to start, losing pace substantially from this point onwards. Plus, he should be going back to his regular pace and stop pushing soon as well, if not on this lap. So I'm hoping that gap's going to start to come down a bit more, a bit faster. Don't want to overdo it on the tyres.
just reduce your speed.
Yeah, copy.
I don't think Max is going to stop again. Be amazed if he did. But if we get a safety car, who knows? Hell, if we get a safety car, I might box and throw on those brand new softs that we've been sitting on.
Use the overtake. Okay.
We'll drop a couple of places, but for fresh softs, it'll be worth it, I think, on this circuit. Depends when the safety car comes and how long it stays out. The VSC would probably be better. Or a straight red flag. Oh, there we go, there's a yellow flag. It is an AlphaTauri at the chicane.
Now we can
Ricardo's
see
locked
what
up.
happened. Now this was at turn 1. And there goes the steering.
Right,
now they
spots his
did
tyres
leave it
again.
very late.
You are the fastest on track.
Understood.
Just charge that pack.
Right, gap back down to 6.5 seconds. That's the closest we've been on this stint. Ten laps when we cross the line. Still doable. Definitely having to get my drivers to work together here, because otherwise we're probably not going to catch him, or at least not with both cars. Maybe one might, but oh, hello, we got the VSC.
That pack back up.
Oh, so do we
So instant is exit turn 5.
give away? I heard a crash. Sounded like someone went into a wall somewhere. Yeah, Alonso.
Yeah.
And he'd already done that, so that means retirement. Same corner. Yeah, that's it. That's broken his chassis or his suspension. Probably his suspension.
And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do nothing but watch on.
All right. So here is the question. 10 laps to go. VSC is probably going to last maybe 2 laps. I'm 7 seconds down. I'm going to lose probably another 12 to 15 seconds. But I'm going to have brand new softs that I can push flat out. Max's tyres are not great, but he will take those to the end comfortably. Question is, do I go for it? Got those softs. How far ahead am I? About 12, 13 seconds ahead of Perez. Right. It's about 21 seconds. You only saved 3 seconds under a safety car or a VSC. You can probably shave a couple of seconds off that, but that's a lot of time to give up. And we'll be blisteringly quick, but I don't think we'll be quick enough to haul him back in just 8 laps.
Keep the delta positive.
Right, we'll stay out unless Max boxes. If Max boxes, we'll box as well. Because Max will get out ahead of Perez, and then he will hunt us down. We've got pace left in these tyres, but not enough. We're a bit too close to Perez. We will drop behind Perez and probably Ocon and Leclerc as well. In fact, almost certainly behind those two as well. Max is staying out. We're just going to have to go hell for leather as soon as the VSC stops. We'll get about a we'll just go balance now. We're going to end up with a lot of extra fuel otherwise. We're comfortable to the cars behind. They're not a threat. So that VSC came just a little bit too late. If that come 3 or 4 laps ago, I'd have boxed. I'd have boxed for those softs, but it's come a little bit too late. The longer this safety car goes on, the better it is for Max. If he had any fuel concerns, they're gone. If he had battery concerns, they're diminishing. And any concerns about tyre pace are definitely being helped here as well.
VSC ending.
Yep.
So it's hammer time.
Yep.
DRS has been
Right, let's go.
And we can drop the video coaster now, we'll make it up later.
We're going to burn our tyres really hard here, but we need to close that gap.
push and hold at overtake.
Alright, copy that.
Saw a little flash of his car there, going into Ascari. There he is. Oh, he's going to get slipstream and DRS off of Magnussen and Piastri. Got the gap down to 5 seconds. Lewis is out of battery. Let's immediately start charging him up again.
Just charge the pack.
George take on the charge. Max has cleared Magnussen. He's right on Piastri. Going past him now. That was Joe going around the parabolica. Russell is out of battery.
Charge the pack.
Copy.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight finish. I'm starting to worry that we're not going to catch him. Right, we get DRS with both our drivers. That's good. Magnussen moves out of the way and then holds up Lewis a little bit. That's not so good. It's cost Lewis the DRS.
Use the overtake.
Lap remaining.
5 remaining.
Three seconds. We can catch him, but can we pass him? Lewis back in range. His tyres are falling apart very quickly. Need to keep pushing him though. The Alfa Romeo of Joe coming up. That could be pivotal. If Max gets a DRS off that before we get onto Max, that could really scupper our chances here.
We'll get to the top of the temp window on these tyres.
So we've got 4 laps remaining.
Joe is only 0.3 slower than Verstappen at the moment, which is helping. Oh, it's going to be a nervy finish. So close, come on. There he is.
So just charge that pack.
Understood.
And if we could just drop back a bit.
Coming.
Got to dial the tyres back a little bit because I'm absolutely destroying them right now. I don't know if Max was close enough there. I hope he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He didn't get the DRS.
3 laps remaining.
Yeah, coming.
Probably going to get it this lap though. Unless he catches him at a point where he has to pull over. If he gets him at the chicane, he won't get the DRS, and we might off the back of Joe. Because we're not quite in range of Max. This could be beautiful for us. Joe peels over and lets Max through. Max will not get the DRS on the run to Ascari. Are we close enough? I don't know. It's tight. Yes, George got the DRS. And now we're in DRS range of Verstappen. Just, it's so close, so tight. We got it. Right, whacking a little bit of battery on this lap. We've got to try and make the pass on the next lap if we can. Out of spare fuel, got to burn what's left of these tyres.
And just needing a little more lift and coast.
Need to get Lewis back in range. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to get him up past Verstappen as well. Looks like George is going to take this one. Come on Lewis, get in range, get in range. Ah, not quite. But he will get it on the parabolica. It's not going to have any battery left though, which is the annoying thing.
And just have a think about getting the pack back up.
Understood.
Right, come on George.
Just show me what you've got then.
Coming.
So what?
No,
This
lock
is
up for
what
Norris.
Right, let's have a look as we go into turn 4. The wheels just lock up there, but that's just...
Let's go for it.
George gets the move done. Lewis is right there as well.
Good job. So that's currently P1.
Right, maximum attack Lewis. Got him. Yes! Woo! Just gotta hope Lewis has got enough battery to get through to the last corner.
So low battery at the moment.
It's going to be a really tight finish. The top three are separated by about a second here. And across the line, George wins, Lewis is second, Max is third, and Leclerc has got back into fourth, but a long way off. What a chase at the end there, what a finish.
First over the line. There it is, a win for George Russell.
You can't say they didn't earn it. They put in an amazing performance today.
And that will re-establish the lead for George at the top of the drivers' standings. And it's win number 8 this season for him. I think he's still kept the fastest lap as well. So that means he'll pull 8 points over Lewis. But we had to work really hard for that one. That next round of updates is definitely necessary because we had to push the car to its limits. And the more often we do that, the quicker it degrades. So just one DNF, that was Alonso. Let's see. The rest of the top 4 behind Leclerc, well, top 10 was Ocon from Perez, then Stroll, Sainz, Tsunoda gets points, so they will be up there. Gasly gets 10th as well. Albon just outside in 11th. Then Norris, Schumacher, Bottas, Ricciardo, Zhou, Piastri, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, and Alonso, the only non-finisher.
Have to say, George Russell looked excellent out there.
What a brilliant race that was for the team. They just did everything right, the driver included, of course.
Oh, that's a wonderful scene. The team getting their first chance to congratulate their driver on a job well done. And right now it's the British driver who proudly takes his place on the podium.
There's further delight for the team as they get to see both drivers up there together.
And that, right there, is a picture-perfect end to this weekend in Monza. And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And with that, our time in Italy is done for another year.
Meet us next at the Marina Bay Circuit for a breathtaking race through the streets of Singapore.
Well, there we go. Confirmation of the final results. You see George flipping positions with Lewis, taking the win. Max stays third. Leclerc gains a place to finish in fourth. Ocon up 3 places to finish fifth. He is definitely one to watch for next season, I think. Sainz, another disappointing race, down 4 places to 8th. Yuki gaining 2 places. A few bits of movement further down the field. Bottas did slip a little bit. You see Schumacher and Norris improving a couple of places. Zhou had a good race in regards to him, up 4 places. And yeah, the only reason that the Haas didn't finish 19th and 20th was because of Alonso's retirement. But still at the back of the grid. Haas have really dropped away. Now we see the top of the Drivers' Championship, and it's only, yeah, it is 8 points. Yeah, I thought it was 6 for a second then. 8 points the gap now between George and Lewis. That's win number 8 for George this season, to go with his 1 sprint win. Lewis has 2 sprint wins and 3 race wins, and more podiums, but it's been a bit more consistent, which is why the gap is just 8 points. Very, very close. Max has another podium to his name. That's his 6th podium of the season. Moves him another couple of points clear of Charles Leclerc. He's trying to stamp his authority on P3. It will be an interesting fight between those two as we go down to the wire, but at the moment it's very much advantage to Max and Red Bull. Their car is just in a better place at the moment. Perez does jump over Lance Stroll, outscores him by 2 points to go 2 points clear. That's kind of handy for him. Ocon stays in 7th, but pulls away from Fernando, who didn't get any points at all. Sainz now closing in on the veteran Spaniard. Gasly getting another point there, and he is now comfortably clear of Lando. 2 points for Yuki, moves in further away from Magnussen, but he's still a long way off Lando. It's unlikely he'll be able to catch him at this rate. And there we see, again, the usual 3 have yet to score: Ricciardo, Schumacher and Bottas. Let's take a look at the Constructors' Championship. So another maximum points for Mercedes means that we are now 233 points clear. We've already got one hand on the trophy. 11 wins from 15, 13 podiums, 12 fastest laps. It's been a very good season for us so far on the whole. Very close still between Aston Martin and Ferrari. They do switch places again. The gap 2 points, with Ferrari taking the line chunk of the points this time after Aston jumped Ferrari last time out with a big points haul. Alpine again with another good haul of points, but again they're in limbo at the moment. They're too far really from Aston to do much in the way of catching them, but they're comfortably clear of McLaren. We'll see though, if Aston do continue to struggle, then it's possible Alpine may make it a bit more interesting at the end of the season. We shall see. Now Williams jump above Haas, who have really just fell off the rails there at Italy. Maybe they're running old power units, who knows, but they were way off the pace. 2 points clear now for Williams in 7th place, and then AlphaTauri, the only team yet to score any points. Take a look at the pit stop challenge. 2.01 and 2.09 for our drivers, 2.16, 2.17 for the next two for Verstappen and Leclerc. McLaren then take 5th and 6th, and Alonso 7th, Alpine 8th and 9th, and Stroll running at the top 10. We're starting to see a very clear picture of which teams are the ones to keep an eye on in this competition. It's us, Red Bull and McLaren. Everyone else is kind of just scrapping amongst themselves. But I think Red Bull have pulled out enough of a gap not to be worried about McLaren. So I think we're looking at that order now for the top 3. It will be a bit closer, I think, between Ferrari and Alpine. Aston, well, they're a long way off Alpine, but they are comfortably ahead of AlphaTauri, and they haven't looked threatening in terms of pit stop times recently, so that might be your final standings in the championship complete for the competition. We'll see what the picture looks like in a couple of races' time. There you see the pit stops, just the one stop for each of my drivers. Both were nice and clean and quick. That's what we like. And let's have a look at our driver reports. So 5 successful overtakes, 23 failed for George, but a lot of that is because we did have them in low overtake settings to try and minimize them overtaking and holding each other up. We also had 2 successful defenses, 4 failed for George. For Lewis, 4 successful overtakes, 2 failed, and 21 successful defenses, 5 failed. So almost a mirror image of the two. Right, let's take a look at our sponsors. We paid 25 grand to George for his win. We have achieved our performance targets, and we've also done our quali position targets down here as well. No streaks yet, but we did get 1 of 2 done on our finish position streak, I think. Right, spare rear wing is done. Let's have a look. We are 3 days from a new chassis being ready to start manufacturing, 8 days from the side pods, 10 days from the suspension. So we're not going to get these for Singapore. And to be fair, we probably won't get the chassis either. However, we should hopefully have them for Kota, which I think is next. Is it Kota that's after Singapore? No, it's Japan. It's Suzuka. We might have them for Suzuka. So that'll be good, because that's definitely another track where we do want some good speed performance. See, we need to swap out the front wing. and the underfloor on Lewis's car. And George's car is okay. Nothing to do there. We've got plenty of slots here, but we don't really want to manufacture anything else on top of what we are building at the moment. Let's go to our inbox. Let's have a look. Car inspection results. We've already dealt with car inspection. F3 results. Taylor Barnard gets the win. He's looking pretty comfortable. 22 points clear at the top of the championship at the moment. And in the F2 race, there you can see it's Clement Novalak who scores the win, ahead of Cordeal and Staniek. That's the chassis design complete, so let's start manufacturing those. This will give us a nice little boost to our speed, engine cooling and medium and high speed performance. We're going to probably run this to the end of the season now, so we'll go with, let's see, 46 days for the final one. We won't get that for Austin, but we'll have it for the remaining 3 races there. I'm going to rush those, I think. There'll be 1 for Singapore, but we'll hold on to that. 2 for Suzuka. One driver will get theirs on day 1, the other will get theirs on day 2 of that weekend. And then we'll have spares for both drivers by Lusail, which is important because Lusail is a sprint weekend. So yeah, we'll rush those. It's a bit more expensive, adds another $1 million onto the bill, but like I said, these are our final chassis of the season, so let's get those in production. And now we can start researching a chassis. Uh, 4 days till the next allocation of hours. 10% across all parts. We'll just go ahead and leave them as they are, because if we push the sliders, did that actually do something? 1.21, 1.55, 1.54. Oh, it is. It is actually... Ah, okay. It is actually increasing. So we will push them all the way across on all 3 of them. There we go. Let's see. How many engineers do we want on that? 3 available. Got 16 mil left in the cost cap. I think we're probably going to end up having to break the cost cap this year. But as long as we've got money in the bank, that's less of an issue. So we're not going to be doing any more facility upgrades. Going to take 5 days off. Throw 1 engineer on that, and let's see if we can maybe speed up these projects here. There we go. You currently started a new save with Red Bull and you're doing a Max Verstappen 7-time World Championship challenge. Any tips? Not really. I mean, you should be able to steamroll over everybody with Red Bull and Max. Right, I think that is everything that we need to get done. 8 days until the next Grand Prix. We're about to get an end of month breakdown, which will also include training up our mechanics for the next month as well. Spare suspension is ready. Good goods. Spare underfloor is ready. There we go. Front wing spares are done. Financial reports. There you can see our season balance at the moment. Projecting us to finish very comfortably. But of course we won't finish that comfortably. That is the monthly balance there. That's what we've spent our money on in the last month. You can see we spent quite a bit on car development. That makes up the vast bulk of our expenditure. Let's take a quick check-in with the boards. So finances, they're still disappointed over finances because of all the all the debt we accrued in June, but that's okay because they still have high confidence in us. But it does mean we've got to be very careful about how we go into debt later in the season, which we probably will do at some point. They're happy with the objectives, which is already complete. Race performance, you can see a couple of blips there. Spa and Barcelona in particular were bad ones for us. Zandvoort was okay. Spielberg was okay. Everything else very happy with. So we have the high confidence. We're on course to achieve our long-term objective this season as well, which is good. Right. Driver development. Let's have a look. And for the third month in a row, no update on Lewis. So he is reaching that point where his stats are not going to improve, I think. He's only going to start to go downhill from here. Interesting. George's defending goes up another point. Let's have a look at Teo. Gets a point on his overtaking and his defending, and a point on his reactions as well. He is becoming a nicely rounded driver there. His overtaking, his weakest stat, is now into the 70s as well. Good to see. We've got August in Formula 1. Aston Martin have upgraded their race simulator. And what are Alfa Romeo saying? That they're having a shit season. Well, no surprise there. Right, let's sort out our pit crew. Let's see. They're looking a bit weary. We kind of need to strip that out and start from scratch. So, let's just put in some gym training. Just to try and improve our speed. The drivers are still in the well-rested category here. We're getting to the point where they're going to start bumping into the next category, and then we're going to see a drop in performance. If I can get my drivers to start delivering, or my pit crew to start delivering sub 2 second pit stops, that would be very nice. There we go, we're into tired. So I think we're kind of at the limit there. Let's see if I can just squeeze in a little bit of car building training. And there we go, that's too much. So, we've got a little bit of car building in there. And some strength training. That will hopefully see us into the sub 2 second pit stops. Let's confirm those changes. Right. What is left to do? Not a lot. Side pod design is complete. Let's start manufacturing those. Okay, so we should be able to get away with just 2, but I'm going to go with a 3rd just so I have a spare. They will be ready in time for the sale, and then the spare will be ready for Austin. What else? Suspension is still 2 days away. New ATR period has started today. Okay, so let's start doing some big research. So we want to research the underfloor. We're going to put half of our allocation into that. There we go, and go, slight improvements by sliding everything to the right over leaving in the middle, but not much. But again, every part or every facet is going to get a 10% reduction, so we want to try and maximize the gains across, evenly, because the whole thing is going to fall apart evenly. There we go. We want four engineers on that. And then when the suspension is done, we'll stick another one on a rear wing project. That's the suspension, so let's start manufacturing those. And these, I probably want 4 of these. So we'll have 3 by LaSalle, and then the 4th one by Austin. That works. Let's go ahead and confirm those. And let's get another research project up and running. So, rear wing this time. And we'll put in the rest of our hours here. Go. And again, 4 engineers on that. There we go. So that is the research train kicking on. This is obviously not really going to benefit us because we won't be around to see what next year's car looks like. But we don't want to leave Mercedes in a crappy situation. You know, the whole point of us building them up is so that we've got another team to compete at the top when we move. Which we've done, and we need to make sure that they don't immediately plummet down to, the middle of the grid as soon as we leave. Right, 2 days away. Getting a warning about the cost cap limit. We are 8 million away from breaking the cost cap. Contracts are expiring. Let's see if we can renew their contracts while they're in high morale. We'll offer him a 3-season deal. He's going to want a lot more than 7.75 mil. I know that for a fact. Let's start the bidding at 17.5. Give him a signing bonus, and we'll give him a better race bonus as well. $150 for a win. Let's give him 4 seasons. Yeah, so he's happy with everything except the wage. I didn't think that would be enough. So we'll up that. To 20. Yeah. He's going to want somewhere around about 22, 24 million, I think. Let's go 22.5. And that he'll take. He's still not amazingly happy about the wage, but he's happy with everything else to the point where he'll accept that deal, which is good. That's pretty much what I didn't want to go any higher than that. So George is confirmed to stay on with Mercedes. All right, what about Lewis? He hasn't mentioned that he's thinking of retiring. His morale is only okay. He's almost certainly only going to want a 1-year deal. We'll just offer him the same terms as he's on right now. Oh. Maybe he is going to retire next season. I can't offer him anything more than that. Maybe he is going to retire. Yeah, he doesn't want 2 seasons. Okay, well, I'm not paying him any more than that. That's already a very high salary, so I think we'll try it again. Maybe at 31.5. We'll go to that. We'll call it a day at that. And no, he's still saying he's going to retire. So that means Teo is getting promoted, and if Lewis ends up walking away at the end of the season from the sport, so be it. He'll go out an 8-time world champion. We got him that 8th title. We are going to promote Teo to the 2nd car. We'll put him on a 5-season deal. Start next season. Let's offer him 2.5 mil. He has developed quite nicely under us so far, so I don't think he would necessarily accept anything less than that. He might not even accept that. He might want more than that. We'll see. We'll give him a 10% signing bonus. I usually like to go 10%. We will offer him a race bonus. We'll offer him the same bonus that George had, 25 grand for a podium. And he's happy with that, and I think that's a fair starting salary for him. So Teo will be taking over from Lewis at the end of the season. There we go. We will need to sign a new reserve driver for the team, so let's look at doing that now as well. I think if he's available, we should look at signing Freddie Vesti, because he is a Mercedes young driver. Where is Vesti? There he is. He's still in F2. Oh yeah, well there you go then. We are going to promote him to reserve role. We'll give him a 3-season reserve role to start next season. I hate these weird salary enumerations. I always have to clear them out like that. It just bugs me. He's on just under 1.2, so we'll offer him what Teo was on, which was 1.5, wasn't it? Here we go, with a... Or was he on 1.25? I think he was on 1.25, wasn't he? Alright, we'll offer 1.25 to Freddie. There we go. And let's see if he accepts that deal. No. Okay, so we'll drop that to 2 seasons. We'll up that to 1.5. And there we go. So he is signed as the replacement reserve driver for Teo next season. There we go. Good stuff. Anyone else whose contract that we need to sort out? 4 months left for James Allison. Let's try and renew him as well. Oh, we already have done. Yeah, he's already re-signed for a new 4-year deal, I think. Enrico Balbo is still way under contract. Bono is still under contract. Dudders is still contracted, and so is Jonathan Wheatley, so we don't have to worry about anything there. Alright, I think everything that we needed to get done ready for next season is now done. There we go, that's just confirmation of those changes that we've made. And that is it for tonight. So, we got back to 1-2 winning ways. It has been a while since we've had a comfortable race. And we certainly didn't have one at Monza, but, you know, we worked hard to get the car, you know, onto the top 2 steps of the podium. And I think we thoroughly deserved it. I think we drove an excellent race. George has regained the momentum slightly in the battle for the Drivers' Championship. He's 8 points clear of Lewis, who is looking like he's going to be retiring from the sport at the end of the season. That will be interesting to see if he does stick around, because he's not staying with us. We have already signed his replacement. So, yeah. It'd be interesting if Lewis does retire, or if he rocks up at another team. I mean, I think Leclerc and Sainz might be out of contract this season, at the end of the season, so you never know. He might rock up at Ferrari. It's possible. Or he might just, as I say, just stay on free agency. But whatever the case, you know, we have our succession plan in place that has already been enacted. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens at the end of the season. I'll be back tomorrow with the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, if for some amazing reason the patch does go live tomorrow, we will actually be able to try out and see whether or not they've managed to fix the long new straight in Sector 3, which they said they were going to be fixing in this update. But I don't think we'll have the patch tomorrow. So we're going to miss out on that, just unfortunately, at this particular time. We'll have it for next season. But we'll be back normal time, 9 PM UK time tomorrow. So until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.